This is breaking news in the world of international finance, and it's sending shockwaves across global markets. In a stunning turn of events, the long-anticipated revaluation of the Vietnamese Dong has been officially approved, and the World Trade Organization has now recognized the new global exchange rate. As of this hour, that new rate is live. After years of speculation, rumors, and economic positioning, the currency shift that many had dismissed as impossible is no longer theoretical. It's real, and it's happening right now. Market observers and currency analysts have been watching Southeast Asia closely over the past several months, but few predicted that this announcement would come so suddenly and with such far-reaching implications. The Vietnamese government, in cooperation with international monetary bodies, has implemented what appears to be one of the most aggressive and coordinated currency adjustments in modern history. This revaluation places the Vietnamese dong on an entirely new playing field, realigning its value with the broader realities of international trade, investment inflows, and regional economic growth. The new exchange rate, which has just gone live on global currency trading platforms, marks a dramatic increase in the dong's value against the US dollar and other major reserve currencies. This shift reflects not only Vietnam's robust economic expansion but also the culmination of years of behind-the-scenes negotiations involving central banks, international trade organizations, and sovereign wealth funds. The WTO's formal recognition of this new rate gives it immediate legitimacy across all 164 member countries. It also means that central banks worldwide must now adjust their own reserves and currency baskets to accommodate the revised valuation of the dong. The implications of this move are enormous. Overnight, Vietnam's position in global markets has changed. What was once a heavily undervalued, tightly managed currency now carries weight, confidence, and, perhaps most critically, liquidity. Investors around the world are scrambling to respond. As news of the revaluation spreads, Forex markets are surging with activity. Trading volumes involving the Vietnamese dong have skyrocketed within hours, and early signs suggest major institutional investors had some awareness this was coming. However, the scale and speed of the announcement have caught even seasoned market participants off guard. Vietnam's central bank, the State Bank of Vietnam, released a statement earlier confirming that the revaluation is permanent, legally ratified, and backed by a full suite of international financial support mechanisms. The statement emphasized the importance of long-term monetary stability, outlining Vietnam's commitment to transparency, sound fiscal management, and its ambitions to become a regional financial powerhouse. While the exact internal processes leading to this moment remain classified, it is understood that a convergence of positive trade balances, foreign direct investment, and currency reforms played a central role. What's particularly striking is the role of the World Trade Organization in giving formal approval. This lends the move a rare and unprecedented level of international validation. The WTO, while not traditionally a monetary authority, does play a key role in facilitating fair trade and ensuring currency practices are aligned with global rules. Their endorsement means that other nations cannot easily challenge the revaluation, and that any trade disputes arising from the new rate will now fall under global regulatory oversight. As expected, initial market reactions are intense. Asian stock indices are sharply higher, led by Vietnamese equities, which have hit record highs within minutes of the news breaking. The banking sector, in particular, is seeing massive capital inflows, with regional banks in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi reporting overwhelming demand for new accounts and currency exchanges. At the same time, multinational corporations with exposure to Vietnam are reassessing their balance sheets as the value of local holdings has changed dramatically in a matter of hours. Meanwhile, financial analysts in London, Frankfurt, and New York are urgently recalibrating currency forecasts. Early modeling suggests the new dong valuation could ripple outward to impact currency pairings across the emerging markets. This includes neighboring ASEAN economies, many of which now find themselves needing to adjust their own monetary strategies in response. This is more than just a single-country event. It's a reshaping of economic expectations for an entire region. The geopolitical implications are also significant. Vietnam, long seen as a manufacturing and export hub, has now stepped into a new class of economic influence. A stronger currency means increased purchasing power abroad, greater leverage in trade negotiations, and elevated status within organizations like ASEAN, the IMF, and the Asian Development Bank. For the Vietnamese people, this could usher in a new era of prosperity, with improved access to global markets, stronger consumer confidence, and more competitive wages. There's no denying that this move will also have profound effects on Vietnam's expatriate and remittance communities. Millions of Vietnamese working abroad regularly send money home, and a stronger dong will now change the calculus of those transactions. Some families may receive less in volume due to the revaluation, but in purchasing power terms, the overall benefit could be significant. It's a complex transition, one that financial institutions and remittance services will need to manage with great care in the days ahead. Governments around the world are already issuing cautious statements. The U.S. Treasury has acknowledged the change and stated it will work closely with its Vietnamese counterparts to ensure a stable monetary transition. The European Central Bank is expected to comment within the next 24 hours, while Japan and South Korea, two of Vietnam's largest trading partners, are reportedly convening emergency economic meetings to evaluate the impact. We're also hearing from financial advisors and private banking firms, many of whom are now fielding calls from clients who held dong in speculative positions. Those who invested early, believing in the possibility of a revaluation, may now see life-changing gains. But with those gains comes a serious need for prudence as the market adjusts to this new paradigm. Tax implications, repatriation rules, and compliance with anti-money laundering regulations will all come under scrutiny as funds begin to move across borders. At the same time, the broader public is being urged not to panic or make impulsive financial decisions. While the revaluation is real and the new rate is active, experts caution that markets will remain volatile in the short term. Currency values, especially following such a dramatic shift, often experience initial surges followed by corrections. It is critical that individuals and businesses alike seek professional guidance before making major moves involving the Vietnamese dong. In the financial capitals of the world, attention is now laser-focused on Vietnam. Media outlets are rushing to update forecasts, and economic think tanks are preparing detailed briefings for policymakers. This revaluation will almost certainly become a case study in how emerging markets can navigate global systems, balance domestic growth, and execute complex financial transformations with precision. Already, some economists are calling this the most significant currency development of the decade, perhaps even since China's yuan adjustments in the early 2000s. It's important to note that this is not merely a local event. The reverberations of the dong's revaluation are global. Trade agreements, bond markets, and commodity pricing mechanisms may all feel the secondary effects in the weeks to come. Some sectors, such as manufacturing and textiles, which rely heavily on Vietnamese exports, may see pricing adjustments that ripple through the supply chain. Others, like tourism and education, may experience a surge as Vietnam's increased purchasing power unlocks new consumer demand. One must also consider the impact on digital assets and cryptocurrency markets. As traditional fiat systems shift, some investors will seek hedges or diversification strategies. Early reports indicate an uptick in crypto trading volumes across Southeast Asia as traders adjust their portfolios in response to the dong's new position. While blockchain markets remain separate from official monetary policy, the interconnected nature of global finance means even decentralized assets feel the tremors of centralized change. This moment has been years in the making. Financial reform in Vietnam has followed a long and often difficult path. From tight capital controls and inflationary pressures in the 1990s to the trade liberalization of the 2000s and the technology boom of the 2010s, the country has steadily climbed the economic ladder. The culmination